Hello, it's me, Lance Nielsen, co-founder of the Outcasts Creative, and I just want to have a quick talk about Ahsoka, the trailer which premiered at Star Wars Celebrations a few hours ago, which is going to be the next series in the Star Wars Disney-led franchise. Now, look, there's a lot of mixed views on Star Wars content at the moment. Just going to say from off the bat, I'm a Star Wars fan of old. I saw the original, very first film at the cinema in '77 about 6 times when everybody decided to go and see it for their birthday again and again and again. And I was more than happy to attend numerous birthday parties at my school if I was going to get to see Star Wars one more time. And there was also a friend's dad who owned a 16mm reel of certain scenes. I think he had about 30 minutes of it, which you could buy back then, sort of like a collector's edition. Quite unusual. Most people probably don't even know it existed. And that had a whole load of sequences on it, which got played at the Danish church after our lessons on Regent Street, where I did my best not to learn the Danish language and was quite successful in that regard. Hi, Keith. This is impromptu, mate. Just doing this very quickly. So, Ahsoka, let's talk about it. Well, it's got two things going for it. I'll say off the bat. One is it stars a fantastically talented actress in the part, and once they announced that Rosario Dawson was playing the part of Ahsoka, I was quite excited because she's an actress whose career I have followed since she was in Larry Clark's Kids, which I saw at the Nottingham Shots in the Dark Film Festival, I think back in like '92 or something like that. And she stands out in that movie as someone who's pretty talented. And she was quickly cast in other things, and I would see her pop up in one film after another. And I would always be interested to see what she was doing. She was, of course, in Sin City, which Rodriguez directed, and she's done a number of films with Rodriguez, who's a director I really admire. I mean, I know he's most famous for the Spy Kids franchise now, but El Mariachi and the making of that was one of the things that inspired me to become a director. So I've watched the trailer. I've watched it twice now. What do I think of the trailer? Well, cautiously optimistic, I'm going to say. Cautiously optimistic. Of the Star Wars, so you know where I stand with the Star Wars content that's come out. I really liked Andor. It's a slow burn, but I really like what they did with it for a show that nobody wanted, about a character that we weren't particularly invested in. It was a really eye-opener to the underbelly of the Empire, and actually I thought it did a lot of good things, and I really enjoyed it. Book of Boba Fett was a complete mess. Was not the Boba Fett show I wanted. I don't think it was the Boba Fett show that anybody wanted. Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 were season 1 was pretty solid. Season 2 was mostly good. Season 3. So a lot of people trying to steer that ship, and it should really only have one captain. That's all I'm going to say. So, but Ahsoka, you see, for all my criticisms of the prequels, in terms of a world build to set up offshoot stories, it's a really good time in Star Wars to have all kinds of other stories going on, with the Empire just coming to be, and so on and so on and so on. Now, one of the other characters that they're bringing into the Ahsoka storyline is Grand Admiral Thrawn. I don't know who's playing him because I don't think he's listed on the very small cast list that we currently have on IMDb. I mean, let's just have a quick look at who is in it. But it's hinted that he's going to be a major presence in the show, which is all good. I'm not particularly familiar with any of the actors that are in the show apart from Hayden Christensen, obviously I know. I am familiar with the work of Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's a very solid actress, has been going for a long time. And she's also worked with Rosario before, interestingly, in Death Proof. Then we also have Ray Stevenson, who is an Irish/British actor who was born in Ireland, raised in England. He was very much a kind of action movie actor. He did they called The Bunker. Let me just check the name of the movies. He did this movie. He was in Rome. He was one of the main characters in Rome. Outpost, that was it. He did this movie called Outpost, which had a couple of sequels. I was very frustrated with that film. Actually, it could have been a lot better. He was in Black Sails. He's already been in Star Wars before, playing a character called Gar Saxon. So I have a feeling, as Star Wars Rebels is where Ahsoka kind of made her debut, I have a feeling that he'll be playing the same character again, as probably quite a few of those characters will be popping up in the live action version. I was a big fan of Star Wars Rebels. I really liked it. One of the things I really liked about it was that the way that they did the shots in the show was very in keeping with the Star Wars look. It was very in keeping with the camera angles that Lucas would use, that kind of thing. That's actually a shot that I've got frozen from the trailer. I'm glad it's here, so I don't want to risk kind of getting ratio because of the trailer, putting the trailer up. But you can see the trailer. It's on YouTube. This is an interesting shot because you've got Mon Mothma there, and I think this is some kind of, maybe these are the councillors who are starting to begin the rumblings of the rebellion. But I think the trailer looks pretty good. I've got to say, the trailer looks pretty good. It looks like Star Wars. We've had some Star Wars episodes and some shows that don't particularly capture the essence of Star Wars for me. This looks like it's off to a good start. Dave Filoni, who's the key guy behind this, and we should give him some props. I think that might be him in a picture with Jon Favreau. It is. Look at him. Oh, that's who Dave Filoni is. Okay, yeah. So he was responsible for creating Star Wars Rebels. He also wrote some of the episodes of some of the other shows, and actually his episodes, I've noticed, are the stronger ones. So I think he gets what Star Wars is supposed to be. So there's some pretty cool stuff in the trailer. There's some pretty cool looking ships. It's a very female led show. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. I mean, it's just a shame that other shows, the male characters have kind of become secondary in their own show, and they don't make decisions anymore. That I do have an issue with. But in this show, this is a new show, and it's very female character driven, that kind of thing. I don't have an issue with that at all. See, there's a very cool shot of some spaceships, and there you've got Ray Stevenson. This is a pretty cool sequence with somebody storming onto the bridge. Again, female commander, I noticed. And it's it's a pretty cool, it all looks very good. I imagine most of it's shot in the 360-degree tundra, I'm going to call it. It's got a special name, but I'm going to call it the tundra. There's Grand Admiral Thrawn. We don't see who's playing him. I suspect that's going to be deliberately kept under wraps. And this show is debuting in August. How many episodes is it? I don't know, actually. How many episodes is Ahsoka? God, how many times am I going to spell that wrong? How many episodes is Ahsoka? So it's an upcoming series. Yeah, so previously, of course, Ahsoka debuted in the second season of Mandalorian, the live version of her. I was quite excited. That was a good episode. I liked that episode. There's no information here on how many episodes, so I don't know is the answer to that, I'm afraid. I imagine we're going to get a first season of somewhere between 6 to 10. That's the norm. Okay, so look, I'm going to keep this short because it's just a gut reaction video. My overall thoughts on it are that it looks very promising. I like the casting. It does look like Star Wars, some great spaceships, some great environments, some nice looking sets. I don't know if they're actual real sets or not, but it does look like Star Wars. So I will be checking it out, but let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're at Star Wars Celebrations, have a good time. Cheers. Bye.